Hello, happy people. Today I'm going to be talking about a new product by ZHIYUN, the Molus B100, which is lighting me up right here. And before I begin, I just wanted to clarify that this is not a sponsored video, but they did send me the light for me to test it, and all the review and all the stuff that I say are my own opinion. So let's jump right in. I'm not gonna go into super specific on all the specs, but I will be linking their official product page in the description. So make sure to check them out if you guys have more questions or wanted to see more in detail. So this light, the Molus B100, is a 100-watt COB light. There are 4 different models in the B series, powers ranging from 100 watt to 500 watt. The one I got is the B100, which is 100 watt. There's B200, there's B300, and the B500. It has a Kelvin range of 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin, and the CRI and the TLCI value of 96 and greater. And these are the pricing at the time of launch. I'll put it somewhere here. So let me show you the unboxing first, even though I'm not a big fan of unboxing, but those of you who might be curious about how the packaging is done. It was a very simple package. It had a reflector, a power cord, and a little service card, and the actual light, the B100. To be honest, I wasn't really expecting much, because how exciting can a light be, right? It's probably going to be very similar with other COB lights out there, but I was wrong.
Wow. What? This thing is so small.
The size and the design was very different compared to the other lights that I previously owned, in a good way. First of all, it was very small and very light. Here I'll show you a comparison with my iPhone 12 Pro. You can basically almost cover the actual body. So here's another COB light that I used to use before this B100. The body is mostly plastic and basically see-through because there are vents all around the light with 3 fans, and between those vents you can see the huge heat sink inside the light. And I'm going to be talking more about the importance of these fans and the heatsink because it's pretty amazing. The light has 2 knobs where you can adjust temperature of the light and the strength of the light. And there's a small LCD in the middle and the power switch. And another thing that I look for, and this is pretty important to me when I purchase light, is the mount system. All the B series light have the Bowens mount system where you can use your previous modifiers that are Bowens mount compatible. It seems like ZHIYUN has been starting to make different types of modifiers, but if you already own other companies' modifier that are Bowens mount compatible, you can use it on the B series lights. Going back to the knobs, they're very sturdy, easy, and smooth to turn. And it has a very good tactile feeling when you actually press them. And pressing down will allow you to jump the powers in 20% increments. And when you do it on the temperature knob, you'll get to skip through a different preset values. And changing the strength and the temperature of the light was very gradual when you turn the knob. I didn't see any hard stepping or noticeable big changes, which is very important if you guys are trying to do some fine adjustments. And if you hold the CCT, the temperature dial, you'll be able to see the 13 different modes that you can use for your creative work. For me, I don't personally use them, but it's always good to have, the options. And the light has a power switch, obviously, but I usually leave the switch in the on position. And this is somewhat important to me when it comes to these kind of COB lights, is because I usually have the light just up there, like permanently. I don't really take it down that much, but since it's always up there, it's hard for me to reach to turn it on. So what I do is I leave the switch in the on position and I just turn on the lights by putting in the power cord to the wall or giving power. And this is not possible if the light has like a button to turn the light on. So having a switch is a very little thing for some of the people, but for me, having the actual switch is important. It's very convenient for me. Speaking of turning on and off and controlling the light, there are 3 ways that you can control the B series light. One being, like I mentioned earlier, with those 2 knobs. You can change the power by actual turning the knobs on the light. And second is to purchase, I think they sell it separately, a controller that gets connected to the USB-C port on the light, and you can have dials there and then have actual hard control on your desk. And the third way, which is the way that I use, is to use a ZY Vega app by ZHIYUN. And to be honest, I don't really like using apps that comes with like a certain different products, because most of the time they're very gimmicky, always have some kind of a bug, or sometimes it doesn't even connect properly. But the ZY Vega app is very straightforward, very easy, and I never had a problem when it came to syncing with the lights. So if you have the actual app, you just click on the plus sign, add device, it will automatically find the device, and you can just click adjust the power, adjust the temperature, and you can actually group them together if you have multiple lights by ZHIYUN. And the app is very responsive when I change any kind of a value, so that's a huge plus. So overall, most of the time I have bad experience with apps, but the ZY Vega app, I had 0 problem, and I use it every time I use the lights. So I have been using the lights for a decent amount of time now, and I really like the B100 and very impressed by the performance. And one of the things that I like the most about the B100 is the small form factor. And compared to some of the lights that I owned previously, it is significantly smaller while having more power. And this is very important for me because I have a very limited space, and having the small form factor and lightweight equipment is huge plus when I have to set it up and break it down once I'm done using them. So it makes my filming prep and taking down much easier and quicker, which overall gives me a better filming experience. Secondly, the cooling of the light. And I mentioned earlier that I'll talk more about this. And in the beginning, I didn't think it was such a big deal for lights to have a good cooling system or cooling, but I was wrong again. ZHIYUN uses this cooling system called Dynavort in B series, where the 2 side fans are blowing the air in towards the middle, which is the heat sink, and the one on the back fan is actually sucking the air out. In this process, the air is circulating very fast and doesn't really generate heat, I believe. When I was filming with different kind of lights in my small space, after a couple minutes or after a very short period of time, my actual space got very warm or sometimes very hot. And when this happened, my face gets red, I'm sweating. So the whole filming experience wasn't that great when temperature gets, hotter. And right now I've been filming for a while, but I still feel great. I don't feel the temperature change in my space. And overall, having a pleasant environment to film is definitely an improvement when it comes to filming experience. So those I'm very happy about. So let's talk about something that I'm not disappointed, but I hope it was a little different, I guess, and some of the concerns that I have. First thing is the build quality. Everything is right now working fine, and everything feels very dense and very well put together. But at the end of the day, the actual body is made out of plastic. I know it's going to be weak on impact and stuff like that, and I know I wish it was made a little bit with more durable material, but I know that will be sacrificing the weight of it. I know I can't have it both ways, but I just hope that it's not something that is super fragile when I have to like take around to a different site and stuff like that. And second thing that I have a little bit of a concern is the fan noise. Right now it's fine. It's not really affecting my audio at all. And I don't think you guys can hear it that well. But most of the time when you have moving parts, especially like the fan, over the years it's gonna collect more dust. And when there's more dust in the fan, the actual noise while they turn is gonna increase. That's what I had in my previous years of using fans in the PCs and stuff like that. So hopefully it doesn't do that, because if the noise gets louder, it is going to affect my audio when I'm filming. That's something that I have to use it and know, find out in the future. But so far, everything is fine. Everything is working great. And I am very happy with the Molus B100 COB light. And ever since ZHIYUN had started making gimbals, I've been using their product for a while. And I'm very happy to see them now making lighting gear and branching out their products, because I believe that ZHIYUN is a company that always tries new thing and something different than other competitors. So I'm very excited to see what their other products that are going to be releasing in the future. So that's it for me today. Hopefully you guys like my video. If you guys did, please give me a like and subscribe if you guys want to see more camera related videos in the future. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.